Shalom and welcome to the famous Abba. This year is entitled Tisha B'Av. It's been almost 2,000 years that we are observing Tisha B'Av, commemorating the Chorban HaBayit, the tragic destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. And the question is, why is it taking so long? So we must contrast this punishment of the Chorban with all other punishments that we receive, both as communities, as a nation, and as individuals. When it comes to other punishments, the rabbis tell us, Yifashfesh b'masav, look into your deeds, try to understand what you did wrong. And we try to make sense. Is there something wrong in the community? Is something wrong in my household, in my family, in my personal life? And we try our best to understand what we've done wrong and to rectify the situation. But it's an educated guess at best. We cannot always know why God has done this to us. However, when it comes to the Chorban, the destruction of the Mikdash, Baruch Hashem, the Chazal, the rabbis have given us guidance. And what is the guidance? They've told us. The Gemara in Yuma, it's Sinat, Chinam, unbridled hatred. So they've given us the answer. Rectify Sinat Chinam, and then we'll have the Mikdash. It sounds so simple. And yet, 2,000 years, almost, after the destruction of the Mikdash, we are still mourning on Tisha B'Av. Obviously, even though we know that Sinat Chinam is a problem, we still don't fully grasp what this Sinat Chinam is. Or else we would have rectified it by then. And by now we should have the Mikdash back. So I think a crucial commentary that is essential to understand this concept of Sinat Chinam is the Netziv's introduction to Breshit. He writes that Sinat Chinam is not where you go ahead, a Jew sees another Jew and punches him in the face because he gave him a dirty look. Or he goes ahead and speaks Lashon Hara about him because he's out doing him his business and now he's going to go ahead and rank on him. He says, no, it's much more sophisticated than that. He says that what's Sinat Chinam? That you are a great rabbi, a great Talmid Chacham. You're very learned, and you have very clear positions in your outlook, in your hashkafa, in your philosophy, how you relate to God, how you relate to Torah, how you relate to Am Yisrael. And you're a great Jew. You do a lot of chesed, beautiful mido. He said, where's the Sinat Chinam? He says, it is when you great Talmid Chacham, great tzaddik, you look at another person, another rabbi, another group, and that group or individual does not hold like you do in your principles, and you call him an apikoros, a kofer. That's Sinat Chinam, where you can only relate to one group, and that is your own, and everyone else is chutz lamachane, out of the camp, not really a member of Klal Yisrael. He says that's when you are involved in the heinous crime of Sinat Chinam. So you'll say, wait a second, what does that mean, respect every group? And if I look at another group as apikosim, as kofrim, then I'm involved in Sinat Chinam. What about a group that unfortunately has violated mitzvot and given up Torah? What do we say? So yes, we have to have criteria. There is clear criteria, the 13 principles of faith, the 13 animamins that we say every day. After davening, it's in a song form in Yigdal. A person believes Torah Misinai. The Torah does not change. Halacha has not changed. We believe in the Messianic era, Tchiyat HaMeitim. So a person believes in all the 13 principles of faith and is makbid and careful on halacha based on the Gedolim and the different understandings through the Gedolim's eyes. So then, if a person in a group is adhering to the Yud Gimel Ikarim, so then, even if they have a different opinion than I do, and my Gadol does, do not call them kofrim apikosim, because they are within the misgeret, the framework. So what does that mean? Let's say that I believe that Medinat Yisrael is a great bracha, and the Satmar Rebbe obviously does not. He looks at it very differently. Chas v'shalom. To look at Satmar Rebbe as anything else but a great gadol. And you could say, I hold this way, The Satmar Rebbe holds a different way. And of course, vice versa. Someone who's a Satmar Chassid, he looks at Rav Tzvi Yehuda Kook. So I don't hold Rav Tzvi Yehuda Kook. My Rebbe doesn't hold that way. Rav Tzvi Yehuda, his adherence to the Yigim Likarim, 13 principles of faith, and halacha, it's legendary. Just like the Satmar Rebbe's position is legendary. And let's go back 100 years ago, a little more than that. Rabbi Yisrael Salant introducing Musar to the yeshiva world, to learning Musar in the yeshiva, taking time out of halach and Gemara Seder to learn Musar. Many held that's not the way to go. So certain people argued with that, but the argument had to be Rabbi Yisrael Salant is a great man. He's a giant, well within the Yugim Likarim, of course, but we think he's trying to do something into the Torah world that we don't think is acceptable. And then his followers, of course, should say, we think this is proper. Our Rebbe is saying that we have to introduce this to the Torah world. This is what we hold. But we know there's great giants that hold differently. So I think if we understand that there are many, many, many Gedolim, and there's Shevim Panim LaTorah, and the Satmar Rebbe, and Rav Kook, and Rav Soloveitchik, and Rav Shach, and Rav Yasher, Rav Vosner, and Rav Lichtenstein, all of these Gedolim and their followers are anchored in the 13 principles of faith, Yigim Likarim. And yes, each one has to follow his path based on his Rebbe and his Gadol, but never to look at a person who's following a different path and he's guided, the other person is guided by his Gadol, never to look at him, and certainly not his leader, as an Apikoros. Yirtzeh Hashem, if we have this approach, we embrace it, we could truly understand what is V'hatavecha Kamocha, to understand what love of another Jew is, understand that not every derech that is against mine is wrong, chas v'shalom, then maybe we can overcome the violation of Sinat Chinam, and in Yirtzeh Hashem, once we do that, we'll be able to be Zocha to have the Migdash back, Mehira v'yameinu. Shalom.